Movies for the fans, by the fans, sometimes can actually hold more in their pubic hairs than what a Hollywood blockbuster can actually hold to save its own life. Why do I say that? Well, not only is it a fact that when fans of a certain manga, be it Dragon Ball or something else, books coming to life on the Gogglebox, or implemented from the ever-growing video game universe that many would love to see from the pixelated realm to the big screen, somewhere along the line, imbeciles from the movie industry seem to muck it up for the rest of us. It always seems to be that fan-made projects, whether it be short films or fan-made trailers, they seem to be more faithful but with a whole lot less to work with. Especially when it comes to live adaptations from the source material it was inspired from. My respect goes wholeheartedly to those who are working with fan-made projects on an extremely low budgets, who can and show how much substance can go into their films and or projects by being faithful to what it is they are creating a fan-made project from. It says a lot when a bunch of newcomers who are actually new to the movie industry can produce something to the fans from fiction or something from a video game on a limited budget to be of greater quality than those who are already doing so simply because of the word Hollywood. Believe me when I tell you this, folks, this little film is quality over quantity at its finest. And that is where this absolute grand masterpiece of a web series comes in. I happily paid my money to purchase this amazing DVD when I heard its release. And let me tell you, if I could actually master the Shungoku Satsu, I know exactly what I would actually strike first. Yeah, that's right, I'm looking at you, Mr. High and Mighty Letters across the ocean pond over there. I see you. So without further ado, I'm Dr. Virtual. Welcome to my review of Street Fighter: Assassin's Fist. There are indeed a few words that fit into the category of this amazing, brilliant piece of storytelling of a DVD. Being faithful to the source material, brilliant fight choreography, groundbreaking music. Music in which fits the tone throughout the movie. Welcomed plot narratives that fit and bind the story so well in this movie in such a way helps the viewers and the audience understand why certain characters are in Assassin's Fist. Not to mention the details of representation are pinpoint excellent regarding the characters and the characters' names, the ways the characters dress, and the names of the powers and techniques that are used throughout the movie. And last but not least, character interactions. Assassin's Fist was in fact a web series of 12 episodes released back in 2014, then in which later became a feature film. Assassin's Fist tells the story of 4 characters split in between 2 different narratives timeline wise, that being the past and the present. Goki and Goken, their narrative being the former back in the 1950s with their master Gotetsu, and the latter for Ken and Ryu set in the 1980s, sometimes with elements from the 70s in which Ryu and Ken were children. Ken and Ryu are practitioners of an ancient fighting style called Ansatsuken, which means Assassin's Fist. The flow and essence of the movie plot is not rushed, it doesn't feel rushed, and is easy to keep up with. For the most part in scene by scene we are engulfed with the amazing shotness of Japan. That too is combined with the amazing soundtracks throughout the film. The soundtracks throughout the movie really set the tone that really has a lot of gravity throughout the actual film, in separate scenes for where it is called for. While watching, you can feel a sense of immersion throughout the film due to its soundtrack and great screenplay. The soundtracks throughout the movie were a joy to listen to, and there are very noticeable ones, especially for those of you or those of us that are familiar with the Street Fighter game soundtracks from the video games. I found myself humming along to certain tunes and getting really into the movie a lot more just by noticing which tunes are whose. While watching this movie, I bounded to ask myself questions in my head, but as I was watching, those questions later became answered. My questions were as to revolve around the plot and the characters, such as Who are these characters? Why are they here? And what's their journey? And what link do they have with each other? What also adds to the movie's authenticity is the fact that the dialogue is in fact both in English and Japanese, which is pay full respect to both English and Japanese viewers. The character interactions throughout this movie was actually well done, and it was not taken out of context or done just because of filler. Between each characters we can get a good grasp of personality traits and emotional temperament. I love the dynamic friendship between Ken and Ryu. It really feels like they are actually best friends, if not so brothers. You can definitely tell the difference between their both character traits in terms of respect and attitude. One thing I love about this movie is the role that the fighting techniques used in this movie actually have in the movie. The naming, for example, for these specific fighting styles, the famous Hadouken, Tatsumaki Senpukyak and Shoryuken, as well as many others you may notice within the fighting techniques that they use between each other. The fight scenes are very well choreographed in this movie. They are something of beauty and solid fluidity. Everything from the fight stances to the grapples to the punches and the kicks. The fighting styles and the well choreographed way they fight was executed in such spectacular fashion that it just has so much substance over style. And that is Street Fighter Assassin's Fist. I cannot recommend this movie enough. Yeah, that's right, I'm going to call it a movie, because you do not put something that is such high quality and such high substance and just call it a web series. No, for me, it's on DVD, makes it a film, it makes it a movie, because it's much better than the last Street Fighter movie that I saw back in the 90s with Jean-Claude Van Damme. Everything seems like it's just over Hollywoodized, whereas this one was so much heart and soul put in, from the script all the way down to the screenplay to the music. Cannot recommend this movie enough. I recommend you actually go and purchase it. Shouldn't cost you that much. It came out in 2014. But if I could watch this movie in cinemas, I absolutely would love to. I am Dr. Virtual, May Retro Gaming Live On. Thank you very much for watching my review of Street Fighter Assassin's Fist. You take good care of yourselves, fellow minions, and I hope you have a great day. Hello gaming minions, thank you for watching today's video. Fancy owning some awesome Dr. Virtual merch? Then please hop on over to the site's store. The link will be in the description, and thank you ever so much for your kind support.